Welcome to the Tape to Tape Show. This is a preview of the Tampa Bay Lightning against the Florida Panthers in the first round of the playoffs. So obviously they played last year in the playoffs. Florida beat Tampa in 5 games, and Florida was the number 1 seed in the Atlantic. Tampa was a wildcard team, and now they've somewhat flip-flopped. Tampa is now the 2nd seed. Florida's the 3rd seed. So Tampa gets home ice this time. And bit of a different team for Tampa. You know, you take away Stamkos, everyone was kind of wondering how the whole team was going to perform without their captain. The guy's been there for 17 years. And they got rid of him, basically replacing him with Jake Gensel, who's been fantastic there. That top line of Gensel, Point, and Kucherov is probably the best line in the entire NHL. So you mix that in with the core they already had, guys like Cirelli, Hagel, Nick Paul, and then you add in Yanni Gord and Oliver Bjorkstrand at the deadline. And their the forward core is looking very, very strong as it usually does. But the past couple of years, it's kind of missed that pop as they've lost guys like Killorn and Palat, JT Miller, and all these guys. But now it seems like they're really replenishing that forward core, and it's looking pretty deep, much deeper than it has in the past few years. And then you look over at Florida, and they got still a super stacked team for Hagee, Barkov, Kachuk, Marchand, Bennett, Kachuk. Did I ever say Kachuk? Missing someone big there. Oh, Reinhardt, Anton Lundell. Like, they got a really good forward core as well. So this series is going to be very high scoring, I feel like. Both have very potent offenses. And the only reason why it might not be high scoring would be if Vasilevsky and Bobrovsky both play the way they have all season and all the past couple of years. They're 2 of the top 5 goals in the league. You can say Vasi's probably top 3 with Hellebuyck and Shesterkin. And then Bob somewhere in the top 10 there. You can place him wherever you want. Regardless, two of the top 10 goalies in the league. And then their D-core also is really strong. You got Hedman, McDonough, Moser, Cernak, solid top 4. And then Florida, you obviously got Forsling, Ekblad, Seth Jones, Mikkola, guys like that. So they're both super strong teams. Everyone knows they're really good teams. And once again, just like Dallas, Colorado, this could be like a conference final. This could be like a second round series. But we're getting in the first round based off how the standings shaked out. And expecting some fireworks here. They obviously have bad blood. It's the Battle of Florida. So we get the Battle of Ontario and the Battle of Florida, both in the first round. So I think that's going to be electric. And I cannot wait for the series to start. And it's so hard to pick a winner in this series just because Florida's been in back-to-back cup finals. And then before those 2 cup finals, Tampa was in 3 straight. So it's kind of like Florida took the reign from Tampa for a bit there. Obviously beating them last year in the playoffs. But I don't know. I think Florida's coming into the playoffs so banged up. They're resting Bennett down the stretch, resting. He's probably pretty banged up from 4 Nations and all the stuff he puts himself through, the way he plays. And then you got Kachuk, who's been out pretty much since 4 Nations. They say he's ready for game 1, conveniently enough. But, the guys can just not play for 2-3 months and then jump straight into it and expect to be up to speed. So you don't know what to expect there, really. And then Aaron Ekblad suspended 20 games for using the use of PEDs, performing enhancing drugs. And he'll be back for game 3. So once again, he's been out for 20 games. So it's kind of going to be a little hard to jump straight into the Battle of Florida. Super intense, super high pace series. And he's going to have to jump right in there and go head to head with Kucherov, Point, Gensel, all these studs. So it's tough. It's so tight, this series. I'd give the goaltending to Tampa just because Vasi's younger. He's got more cups. He's got more experience in the playoffs. It seems like as of late. But it's not too far apart. Bob still can easily outperform Vasi. He did last year in the playoffs. And then Decor. This is so tough. I'd probably go Florida just because of the Forsling, Ekblad, Mikola Jones, rather than having Hedman, JJ Moser, McDonough, and Chernak. I think Hedman is the best defenseman in the series, but having Forsling and Ekblad as your top pair rather than Hedman and Moser, I think I'd probably take Florida's. And then forward core, I don't know. It's so tough. Like Barkov, Kachuk, Reinhardt, pretty much, or Gensel, Point, Kucherov. It's so hard to go wrong. I think Florida has a bit better depth, but it's tough. I'd probably say Tampa just because of Kucherov. He's a top 5 player in the league. Braden Point, he can score 50 goals. Jake Gensel, he can also score 50 goals too. But yeah, it's going to be such a close series. I just, I could honestly see it going either way. But I'm going to take Tampa Bay Lightning to win 7 games. So I got the Tampa Bay Lightning beating the Florida Panthers 4-3. And yeah, I just honestly think this is probably up there in the top 3 series alongside Dallas, Colorado, and Toronto and Ottawa. So make sure to subscribe to the page and follow all of the channels for more content just like this coming soon. And I hope you enjoy the playoffs. It should be very, very exciting.